Hello and welcome to You Gotta Hear This with John Nolan and Mike Manzetta. This is the show where we talk about our favorite songs of the week. We have a guest this week, a very special guest, Greg Urquhart. You might know him from the podcast Favorite, Least Favorite.
That is correct.
That's right. Also featuring Mike Manzetta.
Thank you, John.
I almost feel like this is an intervention to get Favorite, Least Favorite back on the air.
Well, you're talking about Charlotte's premier podcast.
Yes.
That's right.
But that podcast it's done.
I've been pushing for that show to make a big return.
I know. I've been pushing for it to not make a return.
I think I told you this before.
That's a problem.
It was the weirdest thing. I didn't think we had any listeners, but one time I was at a party, and somebody who I never met recognized me from Favorite, Least Favorite. Mm-hmm. And so then I just apologized to them profusely.
But the thing is, I think we end on a high note, and that's what we did.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had a good run.
Leave them wanting more.
Yes.
Leave them wanting more.
People want more.
Absolutely.
It's very much like Seinfeld. You guys are like the Seinfeld of podcasts.
That's
you know,
what
you
I
went
tell
out on
people.
top. Yeah.
That's what
Our last episode, it was a montage clip, and we had "I Hope You Have the Time of Your Life" playing in the background.
Yep.
And you both ended up in jail.
Right. Which had nothing to do with the premise of the show. That was just an unfortunate after effect of the evening. But we're out now. We are out.
I'm honored.
Please
to be
ignore
here.
this ankle bracelet. Should it go off during the recording of this show?
I'm glad you're able to make it here with the
John,
ankle bracelet.
I am very happy to be here. I am very excited about this new podcast venture. You know, it's funny. We everybody in this room right now is pretty good friends, and every year we do a thing called Woods of Old, where John and Greg and myself, and I mean it's not just us three, but about 10 or 12 people go out to the woods, and amongst other things, we just spend a lot of the time just listening to music and listening to records and commenting on music, and every time we leave, somebody always says, "Man, we should really do that more often." And then it's always John that says, "Like, what? I mean, we can do that at home.
We can do that
anytime.
anytime.
We could do
No,
it
we
anytime.
don't.
We never do." So I'm glad to be here on the show, which I feel like is an appreciation of music. We were talking about this the other day, and one of my favorite things in the world is when somebody will come up to me and recommend a good song or like a new artist that I have to listen to. And more often than not, I never follow through with that. So I feel if we have a show where we are presenting a new song that we love each week, I feel like having that obligation to listen to new music will finally get me out there. I hope that through our diverse tastes in music, I'll be introduced to music that I've never heard of. And I don't want to, spoiler alert, but I'm pretty sure the song that I suggested for this week is not on any of your playlists right now.
No, I
No, it
never
wasn't.
heard it before.
Okay.
When you
When both sent me your songs, I knew of John's, but I never dived in because they scared me.
Okay.
And
Right.
And then yours are just so left field that I was like, wow, you're really going for street cred.
I am. Well, I live the majority of my life going for street cred.
Well, you
And
live on the street.
I do. Well, yeah. I mean, it comes naturally. Do you mind if I crash here tonight? By the way.
I expected that.
Okay.
I would like to celebrate this new podcast with a toast.
All right.
And I brought my 1 foot cock
No. Whoa.
put that away.
for you all to try.
Please, Greg.
Right. Wow. I thought you were a grower. No, this is amazing. Thank
we
you so
will
much. Now,
all
Greg has just pulled out on what I'm assuming is a very expensive bottle of bourbon. Oh, thanks. Greg pulled out a very expensive bottle of bourbon and poured us literally like a millimeter.
Well, we don't want to get completely drunk,
Okay.
but it's
It's a
you're
sensible amount.
We're all
Yeah.
gonna sip on my.
Don't. All right. Well, thank you. Hey, bring it in. Let's do a
We're
cheers
off to a good start.
Absolutely. All right. Cheers.
But this is from Buffalo,
Cheers.
New York. It's
Man.
a delicious bourbon.
And it's called 1 foot cock.
I'm bringing the class here
All right. Well, hey,
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers. I guess we can only go up from here, huh?
to a podcast that's not better than Favorite, Least Favorite.
Come on. That was
Nothing
really good.
could
Thank
be,
you.
really.
Yeah.
What's
Shall
the-
we?
Yeah,
Shall we
so-
move forward with the music?
Absolutely. So just a recap, I guess, of the format is every week, John, myself, and a guest, hopefully one of our friends, it could be anybody, will bring in a song that they've been listening to a lot in the last 2 weeks.
Right.
We usually give each other an update of what the song is a week or two in advance so we can sit with it,
Yes.
spend some time with it, and then we come in and we talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's something that's been, from what you told me, because I had a handful of songs that I just like.
Yeah.
But it can't be like your favorite song ever. It had to be something that you're listening to the past week or two.
Yeah, the idea is to keep it current,
Yes.
something that you've really been
Because
focusing
that just
in on
totally changed
recently.
my choices.
All right, let's listen to the first song. And Greg, do you want to introduce it? Since it's this is Greg's choice.
We're going with mine first. So it's by a band called the Raconteurs, who is led by Jack White and Brendan Benson and a couple other stragglers.
Which I did not know. I did not know when I listened
It's
to
one
the
of Jack
song.
White's side projects, and
Okay.
it's definitely one of my favorites. And I saw them live on Sunday, and that was the third incarnation of Jack White I was able to see. So I've seen them all except the White Stripes, which I'll probably never see.
What are the
live.
3 Jack White incarnations?
The Dead Weather,
Yeah.
which he's a drummer for, and then Jack White's solo stuff. I've seen him play live.
Yes, technically there's 4, right? Because you got Raconteurs, Dead Weather.
Oh yeah, I'm
Jack
sorry, there's
White
4. I've seen 3
and-
out of the 4.
And you sang
White Stripes.
karaoke in his record store,
I did.
right? So there you go. And you did as well.
Yeah,
We
Third Man
recorded, on a
Sang Piano Man.
wax cylinder.
Yep,
Or, I don't know, it wasn't wax.
it's fake wax.
Yeah, it's like an old-timey booth where we went in and we sang Piano Man, and then we have a 7-inch record
Yep.
of like a minute of us singing Piano Man or
was-
something.
Which is
It
the
was
perfect amount. It's the perfect amount.
really,
You don't
really
want
don't
any,
wanna go
any
past that
less or
60
any
second
more.
mark.
No. So yeah, there's a song on the new album, and the song is "Some Days I Don't Feel Like Trying."
No, that's in parentheses. I don't
It
feel
is
like
in
trying, which I
parentheses.
feel like might be an unnecessary use of parentheses.
It is,
But
I think it
you
should
know, it's
just
a
be
minor.
I
minor
think he
point.
makes it very clear throughout the song that he's done trying. So I
It
don't
could
think
just
that's an
be- It
afterthought.
could just be "Some Days."
Yes.
And I would like to also note that the song doesn't represent any feelings I have with my current state of mind or personal life. I am very happy, and this song
So
might sound a little
you
depressing.
do feel like trying generally,
I do.
you would
I
say.
actually do feel like trying.
So, yeah.
And I try every day.
Yeah.
I try every day to do my best.
Down with exerting yourself on a
Yes.
daily basis.
Whereas this song,
But some days,
some days, I mean, sometimes I just want to stay in bed.
yeah, in parentheses.
Yeah.
In parentheses, not try.
All right,
But
shall we
The
listen?
song itself is great, and the ending of the song is really awesome. And when they played it live, it was really good because the crowd was really into it. And the thing about the show, I don't want to go off on a tangent,
Yeah, please
but
do.
they use a Yonder phone pouch. So when you enter the venue, you put your phone in a pouch, and it locks. So you can't use your phone when you're inside at the concert.
Oh, nice.
So it made for a very
Everybody
awesome
has to be
experience
present.
that people were, in quotes, present with the show, so they can enjoy it.
Nice.
Not filming 30-second videos that they will never watch, or
Yeah,
or maybe we'll put up on the internet and no one will care about.
they didn't get any Instagram likes that night.
That must have hurt.
Yeah.
That must have hurt a lot of people's feelings.
I
that
can't
night.
remember the last time I've ever gotten an Instagram like. Maybe this will change that. I seriously doubt it.
It's true.
I'm not in it for the likes.
You know, you're
I'm
not
in it
very,
for the cat pictures.
you're not very online though.
I'm not
are
very
you?
active.
No,
I'm not
you're
very active. I basically use the internet in general for cat pictures now. And
Mm-hmm.
like I'm regressing now.
It wasn't pugs too, right?
I had a big
You're a
pug
big
kick.
pug guy.
I was on a pug kick, but is this? Are these recorded? Is this recording?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's listen to this song
yeah,
and then we'll all discuss.
Okay.
I've got so much to give. I got a lot of heart. Yeah, only trouble is yet. I'm here right now. I'm not dead 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 yet.
There it is. Some days I don't feel like trying.
What do you
by
like
the
about that song?
Raconteurs. Yes, Greg, you go first and tell us.
I enjoy that at the first 3/4 of the song. It's a very sad kind of song, like somebody who's actually defeated,
Right.
which I think you all agree. But then at the end, it feels like it's very uplifting, because it kind of, the whole tempo of the song changes at the end.
Right.
It goes from sad to uplifting, I think, where something's realized, and then he just is like, you know what, I'm not going to let this
Yeah.
keep me down, kind of thing. And
That's kind of interesting that you say that. The first time I listened to this, I spent a lot of time with this song. And the first time I listened to it, I had the same feelings that you did. I thought maybe the end was like, okay, well, I'm down and out. And I want to be very clear. Like, he made it very clear throughout the entire portion of the
Oh,
song. He is done trying.
Yeah.
He is not trying. Like, he
He's
really
done.
sold me on it. And I was like, man, don't be so hard on yourself. But so then the end, on the first few listens, I thought, he was like, well, you know what? That's all right. Nothing can keep me down. Hey, at least I'm not dead yet. But then the more I started to listen to it, I sort of picked up on maybe a sense of irony in the chorus. Like, I thought he was saying, all I have going for me is that I'm not dead yet. Like, you could put a spin on it, like, hey, I'm not dead yet. I'm still going. But the more I listen to it, the more he's like, well, that's all I have. I thought he was being maybe sarcastic.
Wow.
Or
I did
maybe-
not think about that.
Maybe
yeah,
ironic.
neither did I.
Yeah. So I didn't really get
You did not get the uplifting vibe then.
No, the first few times I listened to it, that's what I got. And I would invite you guys to maybe go back and listen
It's
to
an
it from that
interesting
point of view.
interpretation.
So you're saying like he's complaining, like that he's still here.
I think he's saying it with a shrug. Like, instead of saying it with like a fist pump, and I know
Right.
this isn't the most visual form of media, but I'm sitting here pumping my fist. I'm
Right.
not dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
Like he
I think
wants
he's-
to be, but
I think
he's
he's like,
not.
well, I mean, all this shitty stuff is going on, and well, I guess I'm not dead yet. Like, it didn't strike me as a rally cry. It struck me as
Right.
I'm not quite defeated, but I'm just a few inches above defeated,
Right.
and I resigned to my place in the world.
Well, I would say, like, obviously, it's not the most celebratory thing to say. I'm not dead yet. It's but I honestly didn't even think about it that way
Yeah, neither
until
did I.
you
That's
presented
why
that.
That's why I'm on the shows for my hot takes.
That's
my famous
right.
hot
That's why.
takes.
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Absolutely. Was there anything
So-
about the first 2/3 of that song that was not Tuesday's Gone?
I gotta say, I did think of that the Skynyrd song, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
it-
no,
it
I was
does-
talking about the Metallica version.
Oh,
Right. The hit Metallica song, Tuesday's Gone. No, it did. I thought it had.
that intro is very Tuesday's Gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
gotta admit that. I'm sure that wasn't lost on the Raconteurs. I'm
Maybe that's-
sure they knew what they were doing.
maybe
and
that's
they probably
why-
said, you know what? It's fine.
That's why they're not trying. Maybe that's why they called the song. Maybe it's in reference to how lackadaisical.
So I have to say too that regardless of how upbeat or positive or not that part is at the end, the first time I listened to it, just the fact that you have that part where you feel like the song is over, and then they're like, nope,
Yep.
it's not over.
Just a
we
little
got the patience.
Yeah, just some more patience. I've been walking the streets at night.
Yeah. I was gonna
Just
take that
some
one.
more. You got patience. Man, I just thought it was ironic. You know what it reminded me of? We always joke about this a lot, but it reminded me of one of my favorite songs is I Love L.A. by Randy Newman.
That's- yeah,
Because I
that's-
do love L.A. And I remember when I first listened to the song, I was like, man, he really loves LA, but then you listen to the song and it's so ironic. He's like, look at those mountains, look at those trees. Wow, man, look at that bum over there on his knees.
Down on his
He's
knees.
totally kidding.
I
Anyway.
did like the new Randy Newman song about Putin.
Oh.
That was really
That's a
good.
great song.
was
That
just-
album's
That
great,
album's
too.
really good,
I was
too.
just saying the other day, there's not enough songs about Putin out there.
Yeah.
This was really good.
Got to see Randy Newman.
Did you hear? Did you hear him on that Chance the Rapper song?
Does he mention Putin?
No.
featuring
Featuring
Putin?
Randy Newman.
Featuring Vladimir Putin. No, it's Randy Newman is on one of the Chance the Rapper songs.
Is that
on
his
the album.
newer album?
It's the
'Cause I
newest
know-
one he just put
I know,
out, yeah.
Like Death Cab did a song with him too.
He
which
has
is
a
really
lot
good.
of surprising and great guest vocalists on this album.
Can I do
Right.
just a quick Death Cab for Cutie story before we move on?
Sure.
I was in Walmart the other day, and they played. You know how when you're like in a store and they'll play this music over the speaker? They were playing that Death Cab from Cutie song that was like, "If heaven is full."
Yeah.
And
Heaven
right,
held
you,
the sign,
yes. I was like,
both
Jesus
our
Christ, Walmart! I'm just trying to buy sheets. Reel it in. Just here for some sheets and some beef jerky, maybe a sugar-free Red Bull.
Don't want to be
wanna hear
weeping openly in the aisles of
Crying
Walmart.
profusely. I heard a Stray Light Run song in the liquor store the other day.
That sounds about right.
That's 100% true. That is 100% true.
So that's actually is a good representation of where Death Cab for Cutie stands versus where Stray Light Run stands in the hierarchy of stores where you would hear their music. You know,
I always hear.
we're at liquor store
Yeah,
level.
I heard Stray Light Run, and then I got up to the counter, and the guy said, "Oh, Mr. Manzetta, the usual." I'm kidding.
Are you though?
Freedom Pole. Freedom Pole.
Ah, the old 1 foot cock. Again, I see. I was like, thank you. I was buying a Smirnoff. Okay.
All right. Well, is there anything more to say about this song, or should we move on? What do you guys
I'm
think?
Good. I don't know if
Okay.
this is going to be aired soon, but the Raconteurs are on tour, so go see them.
I'm sure they'll appreciate your your promotion.
Go see him. Jack White wears
Jack
khakis.
White needs all the help he can get.
Yeah.
That
Does
was
he really?
funny when you told me that he
Yeah.
wears khakis on
Adam
stage.
was just like, "Is he wearing khakis?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think he is."
I wear
So
khakis. Does Adam say that about me when he sees me?
He,
I wear
he
khakis.
says much worse.
Oh, Jesus. See if we get him on this show.
All right. Well,
Cool.
let's go to our next song.
Okay.
I chose a song that I think I was introduced to this about a month ago or so. Speaking of Adam Lazzara, you might know him as the lead singer of Taking Back Sunday.
You know, John, I know him as a friend.
I was actually going to say the same thing.
I don't like to
But
put
I
labels.
call him friend.
Don't label those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't like labels. Who does, really? My friend Adam Lazzara and my other friend Andy Sprague, who is a tour manager for
They've
Taking Back
both
Sunday.
been guests on Favorite Least
Yes,
Favorite.
former guests of Favorite Least Favorite. We were driving to our show at the Warp Tour. I'm going to hold for applause on that.
I invited John and Adam both to my wedding one time, and they couldn't make it
We
because they
did
were at
not.
the Warped Tour.
No,
Is that not
it
true?
was Riot Fest.
Fest.
Riot Fest.
You guys give me a very nice shout out from stage, though, so thank
We
you. very
did.
much.
And to be fair, they were paying us a lot of
A
money.
lot more than we were going to pay you to come to be a guest at my wedding. All right.
So,
Should have got married at Riot Fest.
well, yeah, that would have made it easier for Adam and I to be there. Why don't you think about us?
Yeah.
That's your
Very
problem.
selfish.
You don't think enough about us when you make wedding plans.
Yeah.
Or just have
Next
it down
time.
the street.
Next time. Yeah, there's always your second wedding.
Yeah. What did
Is
you
this
say about-
recording?
Yeah, we can always fix it in post.
Nah.
All right.
Okay.
So, driving to the Warp Tour, Adam and Andy had been listening to this band, Idols, who I was really not familiar with. And they were talking about Idols for quite a while in the car, which made me feel left out a little bit because I didn't know what they were talking about, so I couldn't join in the conversation. And then, like good friends that they are, they said, hey, check out this song by Idols. And the first song they played me was a song called Never Fight a Man with a Perm.
It's a great song.
It's a
title.
great song title. And actually, when I heard the song title, I said to myself, there's no way they actually say that in the song, is there? I mean, it's just kind of a silly song title. Turns out, It is a line in the song,
It is.
which made me love it
I
even more.
questioned that too when you sent me the link for the song. I was like, well, clearly this isn't a lyric.
Yes, they would. Who would actually say that in a
What
song?
kind of maniac would say that in a song?
Let's
hear
get
it.
down to it.
All right, let's listen to the song and then discuss.
Holy moly.
Yeah, there it is. Scaring Greg.
Great bass guitar.
Yeah.
That whole thing is awesome.
Yeah, nice, dirty, distorted bass.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great thing.
I remember the first time I listened to that song. In the first 1 second of that song, I said at the same time, I fucking hate this, and I'm going to be obsessed with it
Really?
for the rest of my life.
That was your first thought.
But in the first 5 seconds, and I'm usually spot on when I make that call. I can pretty much tell. And a week later, totally right.
All right.
I hate it, and I can't stop listening to it.
I couldn't
obsessed
Google
with it.
the band quick enough to learn more while the song was playing.
See, that's the big thing. Like, I feel like that was my thing. I instantly was looking up lyrics, looking up
Pictures
history
of
of the
them.
band. Like, you know, like I wanted to know more. You hear that song and you're like, who is this band? what are they all about? What is the deal?
Then you see a
And-
picture of him and you're like, all right, this checks out.
It tracks.
Yeah.
Does he have a perm?
No.
Okay. That song made me feel, we've talked about this before, and there's something about that song that just made me feel really uneasy. It was
Yes.
very unsettling.
See, I feel like I really responded to some of the unsettledness of it, and a lot of it does have to do with, I think, where you're at in your life when you hear a song like that.
Go on.
And just, you know, like Taking Back Sunday has been touring like pretty nonstop for the past 6 to 7 months, and there's a certain kind of weird insanity that you settle into, and you start to feel like you're just a normal person, but you're not. You're kind of an insane person who's walking around trying to pretend to be normal. But, you know, like it's hard to explain without forcing someone to go on tour for 6 months straight, and then they could see what happens. But something about that mindset that I was in and hearing the song, like, just clicked with me almost instantly. I was like, this is kind of how I feel right now. This is like, this is a kind of an audio representation of what's happening inside my brain right now. Mm-hmm. So that grabbed me instantly. And I really feel like, though, if I had heard it at a different time, I might have been like, yeah, okay, you know, like, that's good and whatever. And I might have brushed it off.
Yeah. You guys want to break down the lyrics for a bit?
Yeah, I think
would
that's a
love to.
good idea.
Right.
So that's another thing. Yeah.
So many questions.
Yes.
Well, the first
So-
thing I pictured when listening to this song, I feel like this song would be played in like American History X.
Absolutely.
I could see that, yeah.
Like when Edward Norton goes to like the big party in the barn. Like I feel like that song would be on in the background.
That's an interesting thing, though, about it, also bringing up American History X, is when I first heard the song, I didn't really know where they were coming from, because like at first glance, when you listen to it and just hear the lyrics, it sounds a little bit like they're sort of glorifying this like drunken kind of fighting and like, you know, this like stupid toxic masculinity.
Well, like the last verse of the song is, "I'll shut my mouth, let's hug it
hug it
out."
out. Yeah,
So
and-
it's
Yes.
they're fighting people they like. Like they're fighting their friends.
Or I felt like that was a little bit of him saying to himself, like, or like maybe he is in a conflict with somebody he doesn't like, and it's, you know, he's about to get in a physical altercation, but he's making the choice at the end of the song to say, "I'll shut my mouth, let's hug it," like to de-escalate and not, and actually then, and you can see it a bit in this song, but if you listen to more of their music, they're actually like surprisingly like they're coming from this very like liberal sort of like advocating for like peace and justice.
Really?
But you don't get it. You don't get the vibe from their music at all, and all their songs kind of sound like that on the surface. But if you start delving into their music, it's really interesting. There's another song they have, they have a line that I love. He says, "This snowflake's an avalanche." You know, like you call people a snowflake. He's referring to himself. So that made me like them more.
And the
yeah, let's
first
talk about the lyrics a bit.
word of the song is "Brile cream."
Okay, I want to talk about
Brill
that.
cream,
Before we get into the lyrics, I have two very important questions about this song.
Okay.
I have an observation and an important question. First observations, this song is literally all the characteristics is me aside from the perm. It's me. So second of all, the more I listened to this song, I realized the characteristics of the man they're describing are not the characteristics typically of a man with a perm. So which
No.
leads me to my follow-up question. Is the singer the man with the perm and somebody's fucking with him and he's
I think it's the
Trying
other way
to-
around.
okay?
I think
no,
he's
I know-
picking a fight with a perm.
you think a guy, okay, the first time I heard it, I thought a man with a perm was aggressively trying to fight the singer.
That's how I.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
fighting the guy with the perm.
Yeah,
Okay.
The singer
and
is,
he's saying-
But
for sure.
now I'm thinking the singer is sort of Riley saying to this tough guy who has all the characteristics of the person they're singing about, "Hey man, never fight." I think the singer has the
singer's got the
perm,
perm.
and he's
you made me right. I think if you're coming at it from that angle, it's sort of more of a metaphorical perm.
Okay, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think he actually has a perm, but like, again, if you're thinking about like him being sort of a left-leaning, like sort of like more trying to be like peaceful man, more feminine or something.
Right, yeah.
He's got an emotional perm or like
Don't we
psychological perm.
Don't we all? Man, I could unpack that.
My favorite line
Let's go
from
back
the
to
song, which is also very reminiscent of an 80s cult classic film, They Live.
That's my favorite
Oh,
film.
yes.
I said I got a penchant for smokes and kicking douches in the mouth. Sadly for you, my last cigarette's gone out.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
You
Which
know
is
what?
very reminiscent of Mike
It
Baby's
is.
favorite line.
Yeah, I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And
What
I'm
are you
all
all
out
out
of
of? Yep.
bubblegum.
So I thought that was a nice little...
I did like that, yeah.
Well, Charlie Sheen got a shout out in that song.
And Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton got 2 shout. Read to me the lyric that involves Michael Keaton's
A
shout out.
heathen from Eton, which I'm sure is a
It's
city
either a
somewhere
town
in
in
the UK.
England or a school or something. I'm not sure.
So a heathen from Eton on a bag of Michael Keaton, which
we
I can
could
only
guess,
assume
yeah.
is Special K.
I think that would make sense.
Right.
K,
But
Keaton,
you know what?
I don't know.
Above, they also say, and a bag of Charlie Sheen. So what would a bag of Charlie Sheen be?
I assume like it was like a touch of. Like I'm a badass with a little touch of Charlie Sheen in me too. But Michael Keaton's not really. Well, I guess he was Batman. Batman's
just-
pretty
He was
tough.
also Mr. Mom.
I just assumed Charlie Sheen was cocaine, but then he does also say
yeah,
cocaine
yeah.
afterwards.
and he spells it wrong.
Well, I don't think he wrote the
Well-
website with the lyrics that you're looking right at.
He didn't write it. He didn't write out the Google.
He's not, yeah, he doesn't
lyrics.
work at genius.com or whatever that shit
true.
is.
Even your haircut's violent. You look like you're from Love Island.
See, but that's what I'm saying. A perm is not violent.
It could be.
That's
I mean, it's aggressive.
It's
not
And
violent.
Love Island could be like
Kind of reality.
like saying you're from like Fire Island or something, like you're a Lily or something.
Oh, I see.
He's making fun of him for his perm.
Oh,
That's why I think
yeah, all right.
he's picking to fight with the perm, and he's learning his lesson. Because at the end he says, "I shut my mouth. Let's hug it out." So it's like he learned not to fuck with a guy with a perm.
Yeah, that's actually, I'm looking at my notes and I wrote down, even your haircut's violent. It's not. A perm is not a violent haircut. Very aggressive. Does anybody have any comments about how he's a walking thyroid with sausage hands? Yes. All right.
I
You're not a man. You're a gland.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's a thyroid problem.
I really like that.
That's great.
Yeah, toxic tyrant. I like that line too. You are a walking thyroid.
After we've had this talk, I really want to get into this band now. And I feel like
You
that's
gotta
the
listen to
spirit
it.
of this show.
I'm gonna explore
fascinated.
these guys a little more. I think
How about you pick up your phone with your sausage hands and Google what a bag of Michael Keaton means?
I tried on the
It's
break.
not
Yeah,
it's not a
nothing.
known reference.
It's got to be one of those weird like.
Like
UK
just
things.
between them.
I think
Yeah.
I think he invented that.
Okay.
But I like your take that it's like you're a badass with a pinch of Michael Keaton. So because Michael Keaton's kind of a softie,
Oh,
like kind of like a
yeah.
pussy. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, he's Mr. Mom.
Well, he's Batman.
He's also
Birdman.
Birdman. And Birdman was kind of a train wreck.
Yeah. Aren't we all?
So, but the whole thing with Charlie Sheen, that's got to be a cocaine reference. Maybe
Seems
Michael.
like it. I mean, I'm sure Charlie Sheen's done a
maybe
ton of
Michael
drugs,
Keaton had
but-
a cocaine problem. Who knows?
You guys, we are getting to the bottom of
Yeah.
this song.
See, this is another thing I like about the lyrics to this song is you can
Pick it apart.
pick it apart, and you're not really any further along than when you started.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's the ultimate in lyric writing, is you can just keep thinking about it and keep digging, and you have all these different ways it can go, and you don't necessarily figure it out, and so you just keep digging, and that's why you keep coming back.
So what
but
you're
you never
saying-
get to the bottom,
yeah.
you know.
So what you're saying is that Michael Keaton has a cocaine problem.
He might, I don't know.
You heard it here. You heard it here first. John Nolan with his signature hot takes.
Michael Keaton's lawyers will be in touch promptly. Yeah.
All right.
Well, you don't know about
man.
my ongoing beef with Michael Keaton. This just escalated it, took
Right.
it to the next
Oh,
level.
man.
Keaton and
Gave
his
it to him.
lawyers are going to be descending on my home.
Yeah, you better style that hair into a perm so it doesn't F with you.
All right. Well, I think we
That was a good song. I like it.
deconstructed that
I'm
song.
gonna,
Good. Thank you.
I'm gonna celebrate it some more.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of deep lyric interpretations, I think this is the perfect
It's
segue,
segue, yes.
into
Yeah.
my song, which is anything. If it is anything, it is that. And I'm going to go ahead and intro this song because I've taken a lot of shit for this pick. And I want to say right now that I celebrate the spirit of the show. And I think the point of it is to come in truthful, is to
Yes.
come in sincere. And I could see how one might say that this is an ironic pick.
I question
Yes.
your emotional
Yes.
state
I
after
can
I
s-
listen.
I
It's-
question your sense of truthfulness. Yes.
It's very easy to say that this was a gimmicky pick, and I want to reassure you
You're
and,
going on the record
and
now.
everybody listening that I have listened to this song non-stop for the last 3 weeks, and maybe I'll get into why
so
after this.
well before.
Well before we had
Before
the
this
idea.
idea came
Listen,
up.
the majority of the reason I agreed to be on this show is just for I could talk to you for literally hours about You Move Me by Rick Astley.
I listened to both of these songs, your song and John's song.
Yep.
In my house, in my bedroom, and they were
good
they were
back to
Pants or no pants?
and they were playing very loud.
Yep.
And my girlfriend was in the other room. She didn't say squat about John's song. She screamed, "What the fuck are you listening to?" To your song.
Turn it up, man.
To your song.
You guys can turn down the lights and put that song on and
I'm not saying we didn't.
see what happens. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to listen to the song. We're going to take it in. We're going to soak it in. And then we're going to do a little exercise.
Okay.
All right? Here we go. My song is You Move Me by Rick Astley.
All right.
I go to work in my clean shirt. I push a pen until 10:30. I watch the clock there on the wall. Tick tock, why don't you call? The boss comes in and walks down the aisles. He turns around, but he never smiles. He watches me just like a hawk, and then he says, "We must talk." You move me from side to side. You move me, and it feels so right. You move me up and down. You move me around and around. Son, he says, "I've got bad news. Life is hard, and you got the blues. I know you're good. I know you work hard, but I'm sorry, son. Here are your cards." I went home and kicked off my shoes and asked myself, why do I always lose? But then you rang and everything was fine. I'm so glad that you are mine. You move me from side to side. You move me, and it feels so right. You move me up and down. You move me around and around. You're the one thing in my life that makes me feel so good inside. Will you hold me tight tonight? Oh girl, I wish you would decide. You move me from side to side. You move me, and it feels so right. You move me up and down. You move me around and around. You move me from side to side. You move me, and it feels so right. You move me up and down. You move me around and around.
All right. There you have it.
Yes.
You Move Me
Yes.
by Rick Astley. All right.
So here's the thing.
Go
Okay.
for it.
So,
Defend yourself.
okay, I will. All right, so I know we've had some time to sit with the song. I know that the premise of this podcast is that we sit down and we talk about the songs and we say what it means to us. We're definitely going to get to that, and I plan on defending the song
Okay.
wholeheartedly. But before we do, can you cue that song up real quick? I think we can play a quick 8 seconds.
Yes, we have eight seconds only.
Yep. So let's
So
cue
we
that
can
song
legally
up.
play.
And before we talk about the song, I want to try something. The synth intro to this song, "You Move Me" by Rick Astley. I have never heard anything more congruent with the movie trailer man's voice. I have never heard anything in my life, song or otherwise, that fits more perfectly with the movie trailer man's voice.
Right.
Okay, so I'll give you the example of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So as soon as you hear the intro, imagine like you're hearing. Can I do the man's
You're
voice?
watching like a John Hughes
I'll do the
movie
voice.
I
trailer.
think you should just
I'll do the
it.
voice
Just
while it
show
goes.
us.
All right,
Just
go.
show us, all
Yep.
Here we go.
Barry Bridges had it all. The cars, and you see him go vroom vroom. The girls. Hi, Barry. Oh, hello. But there was one thing he didn't have, and he's chatting. Play it. Can we play it again?
Yeah, we
And
gotta
he's-
go back.
Yep.
I got going on the 8-second rule.
I know you're dying to see how it ends.
Go.
But there was one thing he didn't have. And he's chatting with his friend and he goes, "Hey, you see that guy over there? That's Chad Rogers, surf champion for the last 5 years in a row." "Oh, really?" And so then it's just a montage of him maybe surfing. You don't have to play it again. Maybe him surfing. And of course there's a domestic drama too. So maybe his dad is an alcoholic. So maybe he's fighting with his dad and then he but then at the end it will say something like, oh, okay, I got it. So at the end it will say, you make and I swear to God, I just made this up. The guy will come in and he'll go, "You make a living from 9 to 5, but you make a life when you hang 10. This summer, hang 10.
Wait, did you seriously
I just,
come up with
yes.
Dude, that's good.
Are you guys on the train now? Are we going?
Maybe.
Do we all want to do it?
I don't know. I feel like you
gotta
really
get
Greg
it in my
says-
head.
Greg
you
I
set
gotta
the
write it down.
you set the bar very
Well,
high.
I've had 3 weeks
I'm
to
a little
think about it.
intimidated. Yeah, and you also had 3 weeks to think about it.
But that tagline, off the brain.
That's amazing.
Oh, just keep talking.
Okay. I'll go into why I like this song. We can sporadically. Okay,
Yeah.
this is kind of weird.
Come on.
I don't know if everybody does this, but a lot of the reason why I like this song has to do with the way I listen to music. And this might not be weird at all. This might be the way everybody does it. But I've got my playlists at home organized into eras of my life.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody else. I know maybe sometimes people have like a breakup playlist or a like celebrate or like a party playlist. I don't have that. All the songs that I have ever are divided up into eras of my life, and there's nothing more effective than music that really takes me back. And oddly enough, I listen to current day music with and only with the intention of listening to it at a future date and having it take me back to that time. So, for example, I know it's weird, but it's true. It's very weird. I know. Hey,
Wait, so you're saying you're aware in the moment while you're listening to a new song, you're thinking to yourself, you know what? In a year from now, I'm going to look back on this moment and this song and really think fondly.
100%.
Really?
100%.
Wow.
And to add to that, whenever I am going through a significant life event, whether it's like buying a house like I'm doing right now, congratulations, oh, thank you. or if I get a new job, or if or like I'm dating someone new or going through a breakup, anytime I'm going through a significant life event, I will purposefully choose that time to seek out new music because I know in the future, every time I hear that song, it will effectively take me back
Yes.
to a certain time. It is a very odd characteristic. But I distinctly remember in the summer of 1991, I had just moved to Fort Mill, South Carolina from Wyoming, Gillette, Wyoming, which couldn't be any different than
Yeah.
Fort Mill, South Carolina. Total culture clash. But anyway, I remember we didn't have a house, so we were staying in the Home Depot while my dad was Home Depot. What?
This story just
I
got
was thinking
way
of the-
more interesting.
I was thinking of the place where I heard the Billy Joel song. No, we were staying in a Hampton Inn. while
that
my-
makes more
Yeah,
sense.
while my
makes so much
dad
more
was
sense.
closing on a house. And I just remember, for whatever reason, we were just too lazy to get the remote, but we had, you know how they have that hotel station? And it just plays snippets of movie trailers
Yes.
or just whatever.
Yeah, kind of like
so,
a movie preview channel.
Exactly. And this was in 1991 when the movie Aspen Extreme came out.
Who could forget that?
That's a great one.
Who could forget that? And I just remember, just in the like, I would be like looking through the paper or playing Game Boy or whatever it was kids did in 1991, and I would just remember every 15 minutes, I just remember hearing "Feel So Right," and that was 1991. So literally, I just discovered this song about 3 weeks ago. I have never heard this song before in my life, but I've always had in the back of my head, that feels so right. And then one day I was like, I'm going to find out what that song is. So I Googled Aspen Extreme trailer.
Okay.
And that song came up, and then through one chain of events, it led me to You Move Me by Rick Astley. And when I heard it, it absolutely blew me away as being so definitive of an era. Not just for me and my memory, but there was like a time between 1990 and 1991 there was it was a lot of skiing. It was a lot of men wearing neon and skiing down mountains.
There was a lot.
A lot of like a mindset, like in the movies like Aspen Extreme or Cocktail, which a little bit of You Move Me by Rick Astley trivia is the exact same song for both trailers. But the song is so definitive of an era for me. And even the plot of the song, if you listen to the lyrics of the song, even the lyrics are definitive of a movie that could only exist between 1990 and 1991. And then Nirvana came around and ruined all that shit. But there's such a decisive time that song just encapsulates personally.
Yes, I
but
can see
also just in existing. It's definitive of that era. And I would stand to say that no other song, there's no better. It's inarguable. There's no better movie trailer intro song than You Move Me by Rick Astley.
It reminded me almost of a John Hughes film.
Oh, yeah.
But also, not to compete with your movie man voice, because I can't do that. But if you're playing the trailer, I see.
Do you want to play?
you wanna
play
do
the
it?
intro?
You gotta-
I'm
ready
not
to
going to
take
do
a
the
shot?
voice because I can't.
That's okay.
But I envision a
Go ahead. You got it?
Yeah, let's do it.
a female school teacher
Okay.
teaching.
Wait, is this? Do you want us to turn the mics off?
You're not.
Greg, put your pants back on.
I'll go.
Okay. All right, here we go.
I envision a seductive female school teacher who's down on her luck and bashing her head and hands on the desk over it with the kids. And Friday at 5 o'clock comes, the bell rings.
Oh, I like it.
She gets in her car right here, starts changing, and then she works at a strip club.
I like it.
But the film turns into a horror. Because she has a stalker customer that comes to the school.
Oh my god.
Because, plot twist, spoiler alert, he's the father of her straight A student.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god. I just want to say I would watch both of your movies
Double feature.
immediately, and I
Oh my
really
gosh.
hope that you work on the screenplays.
Dude, I'll be looking for that
Yeah.
on Cinemax tonight.
Wait,
And
are
the
you
name of the
expecting
movie
it to be
is-
made and produced and put on Cinemax
Yes.
Well,
within
I
the
ju-
next few hours?
No, I just plan on watching Cinemax tonight.
Okay, either way,
Yeah.
regardless.
Right. And listening to sometimes, parentheses, I don't feel well, parentheses.
I'm brainstorming some ideas for the
feel
movie
well.
title, too. I'm thinking of either, like, Teacher's Pet
Oh, I like
Oh,
it.
man.
or Detention.
I like it.
Totally
Before
Shyamalan-ed.
you go, and I expect you to go.
Oh, I've got a lot.
expect
I've
you
got
to
a
go.
lot of
Let's
questions.
talk about the song itself. Let's
Okay.
talk about You Move Me by Rick Astley.
Also, the first time I heard it, after listening to it, I was like, this almost sounds like a Michael McDonald song.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
They've got similar vocal deliveries, I think.
Don't ask me to pick a favorite. Be here all night.
Who's your least favorite?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, good podcast reference. But anyway, all right. So, what do you want to talk about? So, you're talking about music?
Let's talk about the
Because,
song. Now let's get
when we
into
get
the
into
song.
the lyrics, that's where
Yeah,
I've got
let's
lot,
deep dive.
a
Let's
lot
unpack. Let's
to
There
say.
unpack.
wasn't a
You Move
lot of lyrics to it.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, there's not.
There was
but
3 minutes and 30
I have
seconds.
a lot to say. So some of this I'm going to say right off the bat. Maybe I'm holding Rick Astley to too high of a standard.
As many did.
You have him on a pedestal.
Maybe I'm expecting too much from him.
Okay.
So the first one, he's at work.
Yep.
We got that.
He's pushing his pen.
He's pushing his pen till 10:30. TikTok, why don't you call? So he's looking, I guess he wants this lady to call him while he's at work.
Yep.
He's expecting that. And then the boss comes down the aisles. He turns around, but he never smiles. He watches him just like a hawk. And then he says, we must talk. But then we're into the chorus. You move me from side to side. You move me, and
That
it
was very
feels so
confusing
right.
for me.
You move me
That
up
was
and
very,
down.
very
You move me
confusing.
around and around. So who is he talking about? His boss?
His
Yeah.
boss.
That doesn't make
Can
sense.
I add something to that? I want to add something to that.
Yes.
If you're watching somebody like a hawk, that implies that you are staring at them attentively for a long period of time.
Yes.
So I don't like the idea of the boss looking at this man for what could be minutes upon minutes.
Yes,
And then
staring.
eventually saying, we need to talk.
Yeah.
I think you would open with that. He's really burying the lead.
So would you agree, though, that's a weird jump to the chorus?
There should be a different type of chorus.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. No, he's thinking about it. So right now, he's in the
He's
office.
just thinking we have to
Yes.
just envision that his thoughts are on this lady that he just referenced.
Absolutely.
The only thing we have to go
What
off
are you
of is the
thinking about?
TikTok
Is that,
line.
yeah, that's it. Everything
Yeah.
else is about work
We don't
and the
know
boss.
Who, like
No, of
TikTok,
course it
why
is.
don't
It says
you
you
call?
never call.
Who's? It could be anyone that he wants to call. We don't know it's a woman.
Yeah.
We did. Well, I mean, this is 2000.
You know what? I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and said to myself, maybe this chorus works in context of the boss and his love interest,
Oh,
but
so-
it doesn't.
And you would think that that chorus would lead
It
into
doesn't
the
feel
next
so
verse.
right. It
but
doesn't feel so right when his boss watches him like a hawk.
No. But then also, he.
What if it did? What if that?
He's got another problem.
Wait, what if the whole song is about the boss? So what if?
See, that's a
Okay.
twist.
Okay. Man, that's
we
right
only,
out of
we
detention.
only learn about this girl at the end of the next verse because he goes from
Yeah.
boss,
What is the second verse? How
boss
does it
and
start?
the hawk into the chorus of moving me all directions,
Yeah.
and then back to the boss again.
What is the
About
song?
being-
The song is
being
mostly
fired.
about his boss.
How does the?
There's-
How does the? Well, it's because you work
literally-
9 to 5, but you make a living when you.
There's only 4 lines about the girl.
Okay, let's start. What is the
Only
second verse?
4
Greg is
lines.
absolutely right.
What is the
about
second
this.
verse? How does the second
Okay,
verse go?
second verse. I'm going to read all the lyrics because this is where it really gets interesting
Okay.
to me.
Okay. So
This,
this
is
is where we
actually
get off
this
the
gets on borderline unintentionally funny to me.
Okay. Well, you watch your
So,
mouth.
Son, he says.
Yep.
I've got bad news.
Okay.
Life is hard, and you got the blues.
Which is horseshit because they're saying this guy is depressed, so we're gonna fire you. You
Wow.
just pushed him
That's an
over the
HR
edge.
case. Also, do you think it's odd that the boss is talking in rhymes?
It is weird. And also,
It's
I
Dr.
picture
Seuss.
that literally that the boss is sitting him down, and the first thing he says, "I've got bad news. It's not that you're fired. This is the bad news. Life is hard, and you've got the blues." Like, well, shit. Well, do I still have my job or no?
Hey, wait, if I remember correctly, he never actually fires him. He just gives him some cards.
Well, that's the other thing I was gonna ask. He says, "Here are your cards." Is that a reference?
That might
to
be like
being
a
fired?
like a clock
no,
out
it's like your
card.
cards in life. No, yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
that's a better. See, you're struggling to.
No, you've heard
to
the
find
phrase.
What,
No, you've heard the phrase "life dealt you a shitty hand."
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
guess.
He just got dealt a shitty hand. Like he's not literally saying. He's not literally giving him a deck of cards or saying, "Here are your cards."
I assumed
well,
it was like
actually, he
punch-out
kinda-
it's
cards.
very hard to tell when the song
But
is
you only
being
have
literal
one,
or
You
metaphorical.
only have one punch-out card. You don't have multiple punch-out cards.
So this is also the thing. He says, "I know you're good. I know you work hard. I'm sorry, son. Here are your cards." So why is he being fired because he's got the blues? Why
Yeah.
is he being
Because
fired?
life dealt him a
he's
shitty hand,
But he's
because-
being fired because he's depressed. He should have found a lawyer and
Yeah.
sued this company.
That's true. You know.
But also, what kind of job was he in?
Well, he's pushing a pen. He's clearly
Half
white.
past
Clearly
10.
white collar. He's in his new
Yes.
shirt.
But
He's in
could
his
he
new
be?
shirt.
Could he be like an accountant for like a clown company where he has to be happy and he's just depressed? And
So you're saying
he's
that's
bringing
part of the
down-
job
he's-
description.
he's-
Clown company?
Yes, Greg. I think you cracked the case.
like a place where
What
you have
the
to be.
fuck
What
is
is
a
a
clown company?
The place where clowns work. And you have to be like upbeat all the time, and he's bringing depressed Danny to the table. You can't work there.
He's like,
All right, what happens next? What happens next?
all right. So he's been fired.
Okay. Well, he's
AKA
been, we
given
don't know
his
that.
cards.
We don't know that.
Handed his cards. So then he goes home. He
Okay.
kicks off his shoes and
Okay.
asks himself, "Why do I always lose?" Yeah, fair enough. And then you rang, and everything was fine. I'm so glad that you are mine. So now we're kind of into more normal territory.
But it goes right into the chorus.
I'm going to also say this about the chorus. None of those things sound good.
No.
What,
You
being-
moved from side to side, moved up and down.
It's like the Humpty
moved
Dance.
round and
Right.
round.
Was he on a? Was a ferry calling him?
Nothing about that seems good. I mean, he says it feels so right, so I'll take his word for it.
Right.
But he hasn't sold me, you know.
That does sound like an odd reaction to have to somebody's phone call. Who are we? So what happens then? So he got the call. He kicked
So
off his
really,
shoes.
not much else happens after that. So then
Okay.
he has a bridge where then he really.
That's an industry thing.
So
man.
what happens next? And this is another thing
Okay.
that I really thought was interesting. This one I have no criticism, but I think it's interesting.
Well, good.
So you're the one thing in my life that makes me feel so good inside.
thank you.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't part of the song. I
No,
was
that
just
was
telling
just
you
a,
that.
Just a pleasant aside. Thank you, John. Back at you. Ditto.
Will you hold me tight tonight?
Yes.
Girl, I wish you would decide. So she is not even on board
She's
yet.
on the fence.
She's not
She's
even-
on the fence.
And so that I actually kind
Wow.
of like, because that
Okay.
throws a new element into this whole song.
Oh my gosh.
So there you go. And then it's just back to the chorus again. But I do like that. I like that element
Rick.
of.
Do you think?
I have been there, buddy. Rick, I have been there more times than you will know. Then that's just another.
Shitty hand.
Yeah, that's just she gave him his cards.
Right. But see, I like that, though. That actually makes me feel like the whole song is about this woman that he maybe doesn't even have that much of a relationship with. Maybe like he just met and he's like sort of obsessed with her and she doesn't even really like barely know him. They went out on a date or something and he's like sitting there at work waiting for her to call and he's obsessing over her. You know?
Well, it's because I don't think she's into him because all he ever talks about is how he's never going to leave her, how he's never going to give her up, how he's never going to make her cry, how he's never going to say goodbye, right? Man.
And now that he's got no job.
yeah.
What does he have to offer? Holy moly, that took a dark turn.
It did. I honestly also think we're giving this song too much credit
Never.
by
Not
thinking
enough.
that.
All right, well, that was a fantastic discussion about
was
You
good.
Move Me by Rick Astley. You certainly made me see it in a different light. I'm not going to stop listening to it.
No,
Still
I-
love
No,
it.
why would you?
Still love it.
And I feel a little bit bad about how negative I was, but you know, you got to be honest with yourself and with people, you know.
Do you want to go? Do you want to have a go at this?
With the voice.
Yeah, why not? Listen, you're the big draw, man. You're who everybody's coming to see
I
to forget
don't-
about life for a while.
Are you saying I'm the piano
I just called you a
man?
piano man.
You called me a piano man? I don't see. I feel intimidated
don't have
because
to.
you had
Mine was really good.
yeah, it was okay.
You really make us feel like shit.
Yours was good. Yours was
yeah,
average.
and I didn't have 3 weeks to prepare.
You don't have to go.
All right. Here,
Your
I'll-
fans are at home
I'll
going,
do a,
John.
Yes, they are. You're right.
Regardless
You're right.
of whether they're listening to this or not.
Get a woman.
A man, a woman, a swimming competition they'd never forget. That's all I've got.
I want to know more.
That's all right.
I want to know more. A swimming competition. I can see like the shots. You know how Rambo when he's doing the headgear and
Yeah.
then he's tying. Like you see the guy pull on the swim cap and you
Yes,
see the
yes.
speedo come up around the legs.
But they cut it at the thigh.
The goggles.
Right, they have to
cut
to
it
be
with thigh.
tasteful. Yeah, but yeah, you can picture it, right? You want to know more about that swimming competition and what happens.
They never forget.
And a lot of those late 80s, well, a lot of the 80s movies
they're
in
in
general,
like a-
there's always like people competing. Everyone wanted to win
Something. Right,
whether
right.
it's a karate tournament, a skiing competition, a boxing match, what have you.
Anything that can be won.
The 80s were all about
The
winning.
Cold War.
The Cold War, yeah.
You
Nice.
see her in like a
Exactly.
smoky locker room, and she
love
wipes
it.
the fog off the mirror, and you see her
Oh
eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would never forget that. That's a good movie. I like yours best.
What's it called?
Damn it, I wish I
High
had
dive.
a high dive. That's good. All right. it's
Kind of
called
like High Dive.
High
Deep End.
dive. Deep end. Oh.
I kind of like Deep End. Wow. From downtown.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes more sense because high dive would be more like a diving competition. This is a
Right.
swimming competition.
That's the
So
spiritual
we gotta
sequel.
stay. Yeah, the next one.
Cool. I think
All
that
right.
did it.
I think we
Man,
covered all our
really
bases.
unpacked Rick Astley. You Move Me.
Yes, we did. We
right.
covered a lot of ground today. We listened to a lot of music. We discussed a lot of things.
I feel like we do this when there's no microphone, so it
That's
felt
that's
like a
kind of
regular-
yeah. I feel like that's sort of the idea of this podcast is basically to do the same thing we would do when we're just hanging out, but just record it and make other people listen to it.
Right. Cool. I think this went very well, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Let's
Yeah.
go Mets.
Let's go, Mets. All right. Bye.
Bye.